Hello, I'm Larry Fleming. Thanks for watching this video. Welcome to my workshop. I'm sorry this isn't a more professional video, but it is simply just my workshop here. But I really wanted to show you one of my projects I've been working on recently. It is regarding the current healthcare crisis with the COVID-19. As we've seen, a lot of people are speculating the United States is going to be short on ventilators, critical ventilators that will save people's lives. We don't have enough. Also, we're seeing that in Italy, a lot of people are being denied health care, specifically regarding ventilators as well. And we're saying that ventilators are being sent worldwide that are defective. So I thought to myself, what would happen if somebody I know was in the hospital with a serious case of pneumonia, COVID-19, and needed a ventilator and there wasn't one available? What would I do? Well, what I would do is I would try to build a ventilator. I would learn how a ventilator works and try to build one. So I thought to myself, though, well, you can't do that under that level of pressure in that short timing, but we could learn in advance how to build a ventilator and then build a ventilator so that we have one in case we need one. So as silly as that sounds, that's what I did, and I did it. So I built a ventilator here. This is a BiPAP ventilator. So I'm going to turn this on real quick. I'm going to show you that it actually works. And I can actually wear this and I can breathe. Not only can I breathe, but it forces me to breathe. So what this does is it uses this fan here to blow air down this tube, which is actually made from a piece of ABS tubing that you can buy in Home Depot. It uses this fan, it blows down into this valve. This is a 3D printed part that I made. It goes into this PVC tubing here. And this servo is opening and closing two valves. These two valves are 3D printed components that look about like this, and they slide inside the PVC tube and they open and close this tube right here. So when it comes back right there, it's opened, air goes down this tube, down through here, up to this mask. Now this interface right here, I 3D printed a little adapter that interfaces where the old air filter used to interface on this 3M respirator mask. So now what it does is every time the servo opens up, it allows air to go down that tube and is blown into the lungs. And then every time it closes, the one on the other side opens up. See, there's two of these. The one on the other side opens up and it opens the valve that allows the tube on the other side to exhale. So it blows clean air in one side and it allows you to exhale on the other. It does this, and the frequency is adjustable here. So I can turn this knob and I can speed this up. Of course, that'd be unrealistic to breathe quite that fast, or I could slow it down real slow. So it's all adjustable. This is tunable. So you can also tune the air pressure. The air pressure here, tunable two ways. I can turn how fast the fan goes, but also as a safety component right here, this is an air release valve. Notice I turn the volume up real high. Allows the air to escape out the side. This is spring-loaded and adjustable. It's a safety feature because if you put too much air pressure in here, you can actually damage somebody's lungs. So this is a very critical safety thing. This right here is not something I fully understand the best way to adjust, and that's part of the reason I'm putting this video out here, is I'd like to talk to some healthcare professionals that fully understand ventilators and the proper pressure regulation. So I make sure that this is properly adjusted in a way that's not going to damage somebody's lungs. Additionally, the timing. I have this timing set on this time constant. You can set it up rhythmically, but it doesn't get any feedback from the patient. So if the patient wants to breathe faster or slower, this wouldn't respond to that. So there are different ways to put in triggers to adjust this. And so I'd like to, again, talk to a healthcare professional that could talk about breathing patterns on people that are using ventilators and how you want to make it ideal. Like, is there just a target number you use, or how do you listen to different triggers and their breathing patterns to adjust this? So all these things here, this is all conceptual, and I'll be making a better version over the next couple of days. That's why I'm not really putting any plans out here. This isn't really worth putting plans here. This is just conceptual. What I'd like to talk to people about is the concepts of what's required to make sure the pressures are working properly, the ventilation timing is working properly, safety valves are proper. And once I feel like I actually have all those things properly dialed in, I will perfect the design. I'll put it out there, maybe help make a few of them if it seems useful in the medical industry. Also, a couple of things I'd like to point out is this device, right now as it is in my hands, is fully self-contained. It's battery powered. This battery would last for a couple hours, so it's ideal to use for transport, but it can easily be plugged into any 110 volt to 12 volt power supply, so you can plug it in the wall and run it continuously without a battery power. Most of the components on here are simple parts straight out of Home Depot, a few 3D printed parts, and this motor here is a model airplane motor that is readily available, but my next version, I'm going to try to find a way to make this work with a hairdryer, because hair dryers are easy to come by. They're a dime a dozen. You can get one at Target, whereas you can't always buy a model airplane motor. I'm concerned about the pressure controls with using a hairdryer motor that you can't do with a model airplane motor, so I'm going to be working on that. I'm also working on trying to do this without the electronic drive, but to become with a mechanical rhythm, using a pendulum type effect to properly balance timing. But again, I need to talk to healthcare professionals on this to make sure that the rhythmic timing is not the wrong way to go, in case I need to use an oxygen sensor or something like that. So anyways, that's just where I'd like to get some input. But at the very least, I do believe that if somebody knew how to operate this and make sure it was working properly, this might actually save somebody's life. And I will make sure that my wife knows how to turn it on in case I become a victim that needs it. But I feel like if I were to see somebody that needed one, I could probably put it on them and make it work and keep them breathing. But when I say that with caution, because if you don't have somebody that knows how to do this, this is the kind of device that if you just make it and throw it out there and you don't know how it works, you could actually hurt somebody. As I was explaining about these pressure relief, if you force too much pressure into somebody's lungs, you can hurt their lungs. So I'm showing this video with extreme caution. Don't just go out and make one of these without taking these variables with extreme caution, researching them. And please give me some feedback on this, because I would like to pursue this in case it's needed, in case I could deliver a reasonable BiPAP ventilator to a healthcare facility that needs one, or to a person that needs one. Thanks for watching.